I want to ask you about the small business point of view. I think what I'm hearing a lot in the room is that these are companies wanting to launch initiatives, whereas I have small businesses who just want to get into the conversation, and they really are overwhelmed with fast company, because I'm a big fan of Company of Friends. I actually preach about it to startups. It's a great way to kind of get started, get to know people online, offline. But Facebook, blogging, every time I speak on this stuff, I get people who are like, I just don't know where to start, and I kind of try to explain to them, it's a strategy, it's a plan. But from your side, what can the smaller businesses do? They don't want to launch these initiatives, but they want to get into the conversation and use this to get their product out there. People are on LinkedIn, but they really don't use it. They just kind of put their stuff up there, and they say, yeah, I'm on LinkedIn, connect with me. So with all of this, what are your feelings on using that to launch as an initiative?
So are you saying instead of them blogging themselves or starting their own social network, what can they do to be part of the conversation? Okay. I think Facebook and now Fast Company, they're proven to be, you can start, here in Fast Company, you can start a group around your company, but even, we have Inc. BizNet, which is totally just for small businesses. It started as part of our Inc. 500 project. If you ever heard of Inc. 500, it's like the top 500 small businesses. And then we launched the Inc. 5000. And with the Inc. 5000, we launched Inc. BizNet. And so Inc. BizNet is a place where small businesses come. You can't do your own social network. We have the tools here. You set up a page for your company. We have a press release, newswire. You put your press releases in. Your company can blog. So on, you can do that on Inc. BizNet. But I think Facebook even, they have product pages, they have groups, you can create all sorts of things, and you can just share information about your company.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it over to Jen. Let me do one thing. So what I hear you saying in part at least is that the problem is just sort of people are overwhelmed by where to start, that there's a lot of options and a lot of possibilities, and they don't know where best to spend their time.
That and the fact that, and I hear it even with the other questions, which is that they're confused in general, like not just where to start, but people are comfortable with search. Search makes sense. If I'm high on Google or if I do pay-per-click, I can be found. But they don't understand how to drive traffic to in a social environment. They don't understand how a blog is really going to affect them. And I think that's really the core of the question is, I can get them started. That's not my problem. I know how to advise them how to start. It's that the convincing part is where I need the answers to, is the other side of it. I see it, but maybe I'm just not explaining it well. Does that make sense?
Yesterday someone was mentioning this idea that there's digital natives and digital immigrants. And I think that's a really good analogy because, you get dropped off in a new country and you're like, oh my God, which way do I go? And it's very disorienting. And someone can tell you, oh, do this, 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 and this. The train's like right over there. Just go around the corner. And you still can't absorb it. You still can't do it. And I think what we really, really need in times like these are guides, right? We need tour guides. We need someone who will not just tell you what to do, but who will take you by the arm and walk you all the way to the station, put you on the train and say, you can do this, I got you this far, And so one of the things I think that's missing right now in the conversation is, in this room I know there are some women who've been blogging for 5, 8, 10 years. They're not just, and I don't mean this disparagingly, like mom bloggers who are writing about their cereal. They're women who've made blogging their new profession, right? And they're very ample, competent, able guides for you. So if you're somebody in the room with having this dilemma, you need a tour guide. I just want to let's see, who's here? Is Maria Niles here? Okay, Maria Niles, you should talk to her. Mir Kamen, that's someone you should talk to. Is Liz Gusbiner here? You should talk to Liz. These are women who are very excellent tour guides. And the other thing is that women who blog, who have this level of experience, are so willing to share their expertise and their knowledge. And so you're coming from it from a corporate perspective, right, where you're feeling like, what is that about? trying to navigate, you think we have to have 10 meetings before you can have this conversation. You can have that conversation right now and take it to the next step. So that would be, I think we need to connect each other, and there's people who can help you do that right here in this room.
I can speak to that a little bit too, because being part of the conversation was a big goal of my strategy too, in terms of launching a blog on the site. Because there was all this discussion going, I mean, all these parenting blogs out there with all this great conversation and discussion and just engaging and sharing ideas, and I was like, I want to share too. I want to be part of this. But as I said, I didn't feel that I mean, I was definitely a blog immigrant. I don't even know if I would call myself a blog immigrant even yet, but I'm on the boat on the way. But so that's why, I really relied so heavily on Jen and her sisters, because they really know that
Jen-
space.